is time I share my secrets on how I get more clients for my freelance video editing business than your neighbor Susan does for her business on a Friday night. Let's get into it with another crappy Canva presentation. How to get loads of editing clients. Grab a notebook, get ready for value. I'm gonna shove 6 inches of value straight down your throat. Boom! When it comes to getting clients, there are 3 sections. Your first contact, your brand and portfolio, your closing, and your delivery. I'm just gonna get this right out of the way. If you're wondering platforms and stuff like that, stay the hell away from little freelancing platforms like Upwork, Fiverr. In my experience, LinkedIn, it's full of corporate dick-sucking nonsense with foreigners and low skill sets, and the people who go to those platforms are always looking for cheap. After your taxes and your fees, I'd say about 30 to 40% of your revenue is gone. It sucks. Stay away from it. Now, there are 3 sections to getting clients. Your first contact, which is your outreach, your DM, or your social media, your videos, wherever they find you. This contains your offer, your pitch, blah, blah, blah. And then they funnel by clicking or taking another look. They funnel to your brand or portfolio. They click on your Twitter account, and they get your impression of your brand and your work. The next part is the closing. So if they like what they see, they're going to follow up, they're going to reach out to you, and you have to close and negotiate. And the last phase is delivery, where you actually deliver on these services. I'm going to give you advice for all of these things, beginning with the first contact. Before we get into that, let me share the methods I use first to find clients. I use Channel Crawl, something like that. I'll have it on screen. I put filters on. I want clients who get at least 2 million views a month, so they're making money, at least 500,000 subscribers. In the niche that you're choosing, for me, that'll be gaming. I pull the data. I hunt down the social medias. I hit them on Twitter. I hit them on Instagram. I hit them via email. I hit up Discord servers. I hit up everybody, and I ask for referrals. That is how I go after my first contact. Now, the first thing I'm going to give you advice with is, 1, are you messaging people with money? If you're messaging, wannabe YouTubers, stuff like that, they're not going to pay you money unless that client is actively making lots of money, way more than he's going to pay you. You're not going to make crap. If you're reaching up, or if it's a client like he's making a video sales letter, he's making a commercial or something that converts into cash that needs to be good, then they will pay well. Generally, all these lowball, nobody, small channels aren't going to get you anywhere. Next thing I'll ask, you need to stand out, because lots of people, hundreds of people are doing this. The bigger the client, the more inbounds, emails, and messages they're going to get. So are you using boring copy and paste emails? Do you have a unique turn-on offer, an offer so good that they can't refuse, they can't help but smile or laugh? My offer, for example, was, I will edit your first video free of charge if you don't like it. And then I'll put in big bold letters, it's risk-free. If you don't like me, you don't have to pay. If you love me, we'll work together at a good deal. I, of course, do this after agreeing on a price, because guys, never do trials if price isn't discussed. Otherwise, they'll do a trial and then they'll say, oh, yay, that's great. Can I pay you an absolutely laughably low rate? And you're going to say, no, I need more than that. And then they're going to go, oh, okay, bye. Actually, no, they're not going to do that. If you get lucky, they're going to go without even a message. So make sure that stuff is negotiated before. Now, next thing is, do you have personality? Do you have humor? If you're sending annoying copy and paste messages to all the same YouTubers, who, by the way, they talk with each other. I'm in a Discord server full of them, and every time one of you editors message them this boring ass same template email, they screenshot and say, hey, anyone know this guy? And everyone's like, yeah, he messaged me too, me too, me too. Be unique, okay? They know it. They've seen hundreds of people like you. Be unique. I'll tell you, I got a very, very big notable client who a lot of people in the YouTube community know about. Did a few very high-paying projects with him because I knew his channel. I studied him. I made an inside joke. Only viewers of his channel would understand. And this is something you never do. I swore and made a joke about suicide in the email, and he thought it was fucking funny. He probably went, pfft, clicked on the email, looked at my portfolio, and was like, wow, this guy's shit is actually pretty good. And we worked together, and I made thousands of dollars. Next thing is, are you posting your work? The first contact for most people usually is a Twitter page, a social media, etc. If it doesn't look good as hell, if you don't have a link to your portfolio, some stats you're bragging about, or something in your banner that shows your skill right away, a real video pinned to your profile where they'll immediately see, whoa, this guy's funny, whoa, this guy is good, this guy is professional, this guy is premium. If it just says, oh, video editor, work with me, with a little arrow pointing towards your follow button, congratulations, you look like all the other 500,000 fucking YouTube video editors out there who make nothing while posting tons of advice threads on how to make 10 grand a month as a video editor when they're probably making 1,200 bucks. Next thing is, are you appealing to a specific niche? Now, sometimes the grape shot shotgun method, busting everywhere as though you were Johnny Sins, does work at times. That worked for me in the beginning. I went after anything that I could get. I got one client that stuck, and I realized it was a very profitable niche, so I continued to change my brand and appeal to that specific niche, and it worked out. Started out with funny gaming, goofy VR videos, and then it spread it into just goofy gaming videos in general. If you're too broad, or like LinkedIn or professional video editor, and you don't have a specific target audience, the odds of you converting a client into a customer are a lot lower. Now, there are so many niches on YouTube, just in gaming alone. You have esports, you have streamers and VODs, you have funny gamers, you have horror people, you have Roblox people, Fortnite people, Call of Duty people, and then some of them kind of mesh together, like esports, Fortnite, Call of Duty, PUBG, whatever. It all kind of blends into one, and then maybe horror and goofy gaming videos and blah, blah, blah blend into another. And then there's strategy games and Sims, and there's just so many niches you can go after. It doesn't mean you have to brand like super specific, like, oh, I edit for Fortnite YouTubers exclusively. But, you know, to change your brand and your language just a little bit to suit those people more does help. So if you're targeting gaming people, be a little quirky, be a little humorous. If you're targeting like doctors or something like that, you're gonna wanna keep it pretty professional and sleek and premium. Next thing is your portfolio. So many of you guys that pay me for coaching have shit portfolios. You don't have a video sales letter at the top, which is a video of you going, hire me, I'm so good, flexing your skills, being funny, making them laugh, showing your personality, standing out. Most of your portfolios, you just click on it and it's immediate YouTube video samples. What you should have is a video sales letter of you talking. And in my opinion, I'd suggest being totally upfront about your pricing and going from there. Next thing is, do you have a unique brand and personality? Your portfolio needs to be unique. If it's a copy and paste cookie cutter, level up your videos, level up your retention. As boring. Next thing is, do you showcase a solid range of skills while remaining appealing to your target client? The nice thing about a VSL, because it's you can appeal to gamers by showing some gaming samples or like gaming style edits that lots of gaming YouTubers like to see. But you can also show speaking, you can also show green screen effects, you can also show, you know, jokes or PNG animations. You can sneak a lot more skills and flexing into the VSL at the top of your portfolio. Next thing is, do you make it easy to contact? I would put your Discord, your email, which you should check frequently, or your X right in there. I have a contact form, but a few times people have reached out on the contact form. It went to my spam, and I didn't see them until months later and lost them. There was actually one really big client that I would have loved to have worked with that I lost as a result of that. I've seen a lot of you guys, you have your X link there, and then you change your handle, so you'll click on the contact, and it takes you to the old X handle, which is no longer active, so it takes you to a dud page. So make it easy for them to reach out to you. Make your portfolio simple and easy to navigate. Most guys keep everything in one page. I have one page that shows my video sales letter, my stats, some of my past clients, my testimonials, a bunch of that stuff. And then I have one page that has samples of my work. And the last phase is the negotiation. If they like you, they're going to reach out, they're going to negotiate. Here's a few things I suggest. Most YouTubers are going to like to keep it in DMs. That is okay. Personally, I like to get them into a phone call, but a lot of them just won't do that. The phone call is nice because, to be quite honest, most YouTubers are antisocial, and it's really easy to get a vibe of how they're feeling about you, their vibe, etc. when you're in a call. First thing I'll give you is be confident. Even if you're faking it, fake it till you make it. Be personable. Don't be, hello, sir. Hello, Mr. Big YouTuber. Hello, potential prospect. You got to be personal. You got to be funny. You know, what's up, Bill or Sean, whatever the fuck his name is. If the guy's channel's name is Goober10000, say, oh, what up, Mr. Goob? You know, be funny. Next thing is, say no. Be very upfront. It is okay to disagree with a client. It is okay to negotiate. Negotiate does not mean surrender. Most of you editors surrender immediately and accept low pay, and then you regret it, and then you bullshit, and you find some excuse to let the client go because you're not getting paid well enough. Whereas if you just say upfront, these are my rates, or for low-end editing, I charge $9 a minute. For high-end editing, I charge $13 a minute. For super high-end editing, I charge $19 to $20 per minute. Do those rates seem crazy to you? They're not. I've had people who pay them. But personally, I don't charge by the minute, I go by project. So if something is like 40 minutes of raw footage and it's a reasonable editing, I want to be making like at least around 150 to 200 for video. Sometimes I give guys discounts if they give me an utter crap load of content, but most of the time I won't touch something if it's less than 200 bucks, which is pretty much what I just covered. Charge your worth, sell yourself as a king, okay? You need to change your positioning. It's the same thing when hitting on women. If you go up to a woman like, oh, you're such a pretty woman, I need you, I'm desperate, can I have you? And you soften them up, you shower them with dumb, silly compliments. Oh, please work with me. And you come from a position of desperation. I'm just a lowly little editor, big YouTuber, please hire me. No, you need to come in like the boss, okay? You say, what up, man? Yeah, I'm an editor. I work with loads of YouTubers. I'm a professional. I pay my bills with this. This is my business. All right, let's see what we can do, okay? Remember, you're not working for them, you're working with them. And although, sure, they have more power in the matter, or they're the bigger part of the picture, you're still working with them, okay? Think of this as a partnership, all right? You're both the same height, talking to each other face to face like men, especially when you're a new editor, but you gotta be confident, boys. You'll notice a lot of the advice I give you about editing is not just advice for editing in business, it is advice for life. Last thing I'll say, be direct and upfront about pricing. Be direct and upfront about revisions. So say, look, any revisions within reason is free, but if you want me to change a huge part of the video or redo something that's not a mistake just because your mind changes, I do charge for that time. Next thing is be direct about deadlines. If you're not sure, say, look, I want to say this is going to take me 2 days, but give me 3 days just so I'm safe. And, you know, maybe after a few edits, I can get it down to 2 business days or something like that. Most of you guys are all over wishy-washy with the deadlines and flaky and not reliable. Now we get to the delivery when you are doing it. First thing is no bullshit, no excuses, no crap. Over-deliver, make something a little nicer. Throw in just one extra little spice, one extra little effect, something they weren't expecting. That always wows them and works very well. Give feedback where needed. So if you're like, hey, I think if you change this in the recording, that'd be a huge help. A good YouTuber is going to want to make your job easier for you. Take feedback, take critique where needed. Now, obviously, if they're absolutely batshit anal with the revisions and send you 36 changes for a 2-minute video, you know, charge for that time or say, look, this is a lot of revisions. I'm going to need an extra day and an increase of rate to do this much. Generally, I cut a little bit of slack for like the first video or two because you're fitting into the client's style. But if they always just find revisions where there doesn't even need to be any and they're hyper picky, I'm going to leave that judgment up to you, but do charge for that. Last thing is deliver on time. Set realistic deadlines and meet them. That's the biggest thing most editors fail on is professional upfront communication and delivering on time. Last thing is speak like a pro. When you talk about what you do, give feedback, be professional, upfront, blah, blah, blah. It is pretty simple stuff. That is it. But I've got a bonus section, upsell. Once you're working with a client for long enough and they like you, upsell. Discuss if there is room for more work or more pay. Ask lots of questions. You know, one client I have, for example, I started out as a little side editor for this little second series he had going that his main editor team, which was a company and agency he was outsourcing to, they could not handle that capacity. I did so good to where the side edits were better than the main series on his channel. The audience loved it. There were comments coming in about how great it was. So I asked him, hey, do you have other editors? He's like, yeah. And I'd be like, well, I know you're really liking this style and you've sent me a lot of the comments on how good they are. How would you like me to just take over editing for the whole channel? And he said, no. But you know what that means? No doesn't mean absolutely shit. I will add, unless we're talking about consent with a woman and boundaries, then no is sort of important. But we don't stop at no when it comes to clients. My very first client who I started working with first told me no at first because I didn't have any gaming videos in my portfolio. And I said, wait, look, let me do your first edit for free. I promise you'll fall in love. Guess what? I've worked with him. I've made thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars with him and have edited thousands of videos for him. And the first thing he told me was, no, that's too much work. You're not going to like it. Well, guess what? A few months later down the line, that agency started running late, started missing deadlines, started being non-professional, and increased their prices by a very high amount. So guess who he remembered? Me, who gave him an offer who he said no to, and he came back and said, hey, would you still be interested in working on these videos? I took over editing for the entire channel. I asked him lots of questions, and that's what that turned into. I asked him for testimonials. He gave me a really good testimonial, which is on my portfolio. I asked him for referrals, and he has sent other clients my way. Simply asking questions, being personable, being cool has led to a solid relationship. Me and him are very friendly now. You know, I talked to him about my interest in motorcycles, and he opened up about his interest in cars. And I talked to him about how I was nervous to propose to my girlfriend because I was singing. And he opened up to me, you know, about his experience with singing, gave me some advice, and we make jokes, and it was really cool. We talk about family and all sorts of stuff. So building solid relationships with your clients, guys, it's just human, it's nice, it's lovely. To build some community and a sense of respect and friendship with the people you work with makes the experience more nice and lubricated for everybody involved. Now, since we're on the topic of upsells, let me show you a very good upsell like this. Whoa, what did I do? Get back. You can get the battle pass for your freelance video editing career if you A, like and sub for more free advice, and B, go to freelancefreedom.org where you will get all of my presets, all of my assets, portfolio materials, marketing materials, log templates, keybinds, presets, assets, sound effects, images. My favorite thing is website cheat sheet of a shitload of mega useful websites. And if you use code SQUINK, handler pant, don't ask me how I came up with that, I don't know either, you will get 20% off. Check it out if you want. If you're already a successful freelance video editor, probably not worth your time. This is for beginners. I will see you guys later. Love you. Bye.